From the studios of Books in Motion, this is Caryn Hoaglund, reading Show Me the Money, Book 5 of the Heist Ladies series, by Connie Shelton. Now let's begin with Show Me the Money, Chapter 1. 9 p.m., 87 degrees. The 747 emptied slowly. Those in business class were allowed through, while the jumbo jet's coach passengers were still fumbling bags from the overhead bins, gathering personal items from seat pockets, and attempting to stretch legs that were horribly cramped from the 17-hour flight. Paris, London, Phoenix. Amber allowed the good-looking flight attendant to pull her new Louis Vuitton bag from the bin and flashed him a smile of thanks as he set it on the floor for her. Looping the strap of her messenger bag across her body, she followed a business-suited man with gray hair as he descended the stairs toward the jetway. Traversing a couple of long corridors, she felt her muscles stretch pleasantly by the time a final escalator deposited her in the International Arrivals Hall at Sky Harbor. Home. She approached a kiosk and tapped the screen to answer the prompts, scanned her passport, and received her immigration slip. Customs would review her declaration form, she knew. Considering the trip had started as business, she'd certainly made the most of the last few days in Paris. After all, what was the point of spending 50 hours a week at a desk in a downtown high-rise if a girl couldn't splurge a little of her 6-figure salary on gifts for her friends back home? She waited behind the red mark on the floor for the next officer to wave her over. The gray-haired businessman was ahead of her, and he breezed through with no more than a half-minute's conversation at the desk. Amber waited for the immigration officer's signal, then wheeled her bag along as she stepped up and handed him her passport and declaration form.
"Amber Zeckis?"
he said, eyeing her papers and flashing a glance at her face, comparing.
"How long were you in Paris?"
5 days. Before that, London and Amsterdam.
"Business or pleasure?"
Business in London and Amsterdam. I work for Blackwell Gorse Tech, based here in Phoenix. The Paris portion of the trip was vacation.
"Anything to declare?"
He repeated the usual items: alcohol, cigarettes, cash over $10,000. She indicated the list she'd written out on the plane. "It's all there. I'm sure I owe you some duties."
"Collect your luggage, then step over to window 3.
He gave a vague wave to his left. She knew the drill. Her large blue suitcase had seen a lot of travel and was a little worse for wear, unlike the new carry-on bag Cody had bought for her. She felt her mouth curve in a smile as she tugged both pieces toward window 3. Cody. Wow. Fun days. Would she hear from him soon? He'd tried to get on the same return flight, but that hadn't worked out. He would be along within a day, he'd promised. Her mind was still on her new boyfriend, his neatly styled chestnut hair, green eyes behind dark-framed glasses, his trim body, as she approached the customs official, hoping this would go quickly. The time difference was beginning to tell. Her limbs felt draggy, her brain fuzzy. She hefted both bags to the inspection table and reached into her purse for her wallet. She'd already calculated that she would need several hundred more than she had in cash. The officer, a weary-looking woman in her 40s, whose name badge simply said Abbott, glanced over the list.
"Looks like you hit the high-end stores. Mind if I take a look?"
Whether Amber minded or not, Abbott began unzipping the larger of the bags. After she flipped through shopping bags from Hermes, Chanel, and Tiffany, she unzipped the new purple Louis Vuitton with the distinctive logo in orange.
"The bag is new, too?"
"Yes, ma'am. It was a gift, and I understand I'll need to pay duty." Abbott was mauling the packets of specialty foods from Harrods. A puzzled expression
Sample complete. Ready to continue?